Hey, what is going on, guys? Ben here. So lately I've been getting a lot of questions about my piercings, most notably my stretched lobes and my industrial, probably because they're the easiest to spot. And it got me thinking that maybe I should do a video for my channel and kind of talk about my piercings, answer the most common questions I get, and maybe make a list of the least and most painful of my piercings. So what do you say? Let's get into that. So I first got my ears pierced quite a few years ago when I initially got my lobes done. That was back in college, I think, and I kept those for a while. And when I graduated college, I ended up taking those out. So for a while, I had absolutely no piercings. And probably in the past, I don't know, 3, 4 years, I really got back into piercing. And just in the past 6 months, I've gotten a good majority of my piercings. So let's start with my lobes, the most common. These are stretched right now. I am currently at 9/16, and I plan to go up to 3/4. So I have 2 more stretches to go, or 4 millimeters. And as far as pain, stretching your ears shouldn't hurt. Definitely not like unmanageable pain. There might be a little bit of pinching when you do stretch, but that's it. At the very least, you should never force a taper through if you're using a taper or anything like that. You should mostly let your ears stretch naturally. I can show you guys if you want to see what the actual hole of my ear looks like. There you go. It's nothing too fancy, but and it doesn't hurt. These are pretty much healed. Just kind of waiting to stretch again because the next stretch I do is a 2 millimeter jump, and it's a fairly decent stretch. So I want to make sure my ears have enough time to heal. But so that's pretty much my lobes. I haven't been stretching these that long. Like I said, in the last 6 months is probably when I've done my the majority of my piercings in general. But yeah, they're probably another couple weeks. I'll try to stretch again. They do get a lot of attention. Not so much when I'm wearing plugs like this, but when I wear tunnels, so you can see all the way through. That's when people really look at them and say, "Whoa, there's a giant hole in your ear." So yeah, that's my earlobes. Just a quick note during this video, if you guys have any questions about the piercings that I don't necessarily cover, because if I tried to cover everything, this video would be a half hour long. So if you have any additional questions, leave them in the comments below or send me a message, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. I'm definitely not an expert. I'm just speaking from my experiences. So now that's out of the way. Moving on to my next piercing. I believe my next one, it's a toss-up. It was either my first eyebrow piercing or it was my industrial. Let's talk about eyebrow piercings. I recently got my second one. I have 2. You can tell this inner one is a lot more faded. I need to change out that jewelry pretty badly. But yeah, I got these. I got the second one just a week ago. Maybe not even that. But no, eyebrow, super easy piercing, very little pain, and the healing process is practically non-existent. It's not. There's no cartilage. It's just skin, just like your lobes. Very minimal pain, super easy. Definitely recommend. Moving on to the industrial though, this one's kind of bittersweet because it's definitely, I think, my favorite piercing. Because well, let's be honest, it looks awesome. Not to toot my own horn, but it looks pretty sweet. But it is one of, I'd probably say, the most painful piercing I have. And keep in mind, my pain tolerance is really high. It's very high, but this one definitely hurts. It goes through 2 fairly thick pieces of cartilage, and generally it's just one pierce and then pierce again, so you don't get much of a break. But like with all piercings, it's over really quick. So even with the really painful piercings, it's only a couple seconds. So yeah, this is definitely my most painful piercing. It's tough to heal too, just because it's sometimes can be hard to clean in there. Just soak it with salt water and make sure to keep it clean. Don't touch it all the time. Make sure you wash your hands. The general care stuff. So yeah, my industrial favorite piercing. I like it. Guess we'll move right down to my lip piercings. For those of you who have known me a while, I did have snake bites in college. I loved them, but the first job I got after college didn't really care for them, so I took them out. They closed. Womp womp. It was kind of sad, but about, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months. I'm terrible at time. I don't know when it was. It was 2, 3 months ago. I decided to get my lips pierced again, but I decided not to do snake bites. I did spider bites instead. And I don't really know why. I guess maybe I felt that having one on each side was more obvious and a little in the way. So just got the 2 on the side, the spider bites. And these, pain-wise, they're honestly right up there at the eyebrow. It's just skin, doesn't really hurt that much. Healing kind of sucks though, because, well, maybe you're not like me, but I was constantly playing with these things, so I was twisting them around and spinning them, and the healing they never healed because I was always messing with them, so they didn't have time to heal. But about 3 or 4 weeks ago, they finally healed, and that's great. So good job me. Don't play with your piercings. I know it's hard. It's a huge temptation. Don't do it. They heal much faster if you don't play with them. So lip piercings, not much pain, but be careful with the healing because it's easy to play with the rings. I would recommend maybe get piercing with studs. That might be a less temptation to play with them, but whatever, you do you. So moving on to my other ear, I have a double helix, which I love. I love this piercing so much. It's essentially another double cartilage piercing, and pain wise, it's definitely less than the industrial, but it's still cartilage, and it's still some pressure and more pain than just like an eyebrow piercing for your skin. And healing, oh man. So as far as healing, this one is by far the worst. I think I would have been much better off if I would have used studs to pierce with this one, because with the rings, my right side I generally sleep on most, and every night I would sleep on it, I'd bump it, and the healing would just have to start all over again. And like I'd get super close to having it be healed, and then it would hit something, or like I said, roll over and sleep on it, and it was a nightmare. And even now today, making this video, it's been probably 8 or 9 months, and I know cartilage can take up to a year to completely heal, but even now it's really close to done. It's so close to being healed, and I can't wait. But as far as like where I'd rank this on my favorite piercings, it's definitely close to the top. But it's also close to the top on healing time. It's pretty awful. Moving on to my newest piercing, which not many people have actually seen yet because I just got it done tonight. It would be my conch piercing. I just got this one done tonight. I love it. It looks awesome. It's so cool. As far as pain goes, it wasn't near as bad as I thought it was. It's a really thick piece of cartilage that they have to go through, but it was more pressure than anything, really. There wasn't much pain, just a little pinch. But again, my pain tolerance is higher than many, so don't just take my word for it. And I can't really tell you about the healing because like I said, I just got it tonight. But I'm thinking it's going to be like with most cartilage piercings, 3 to 6 months probably. My piercer said that the conch does tend to heal easier just because it's further inside the ear, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do an update video on it if this video has good response. So I think that's it. It didn't take as long as I thought it would. I guess I don't have that many piercings really, but like I said, I've had a few people asking me different questions about them, and I thought I would make a video to address them. I'm sure I missed some, totally forgot about some completely. I don't know. Like I said, leave any down in the comments if you have any additional questions. I guess the advice I have for people who are thinking about getting other piercings that aren't just like lobes, find a reputable shop. That's just the most important thing. You don't want to go to some place that could be dirty and inexperienced, because it's your body, and while they aren't permanent like tattoos, you can definitely still get some nasty infections, and it's not pretty. Just do some searching on YouTube of like ear infections from like pierces and blowouts, and it's not pretty. You don't want that. So that's really the biggest advice, and just do your research and make sure it's what you want. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.